This week, we are going to take a look at subqueries. We are also going to be reviewing commands that we have been using throughout the semester. So you're going to read through chapter 6, and then we're going to go through the lecture demo, which is on subqueries. And subqueries are, in my opinion, one of the more advanced features of SQL. But they are used quite a bit, which is why we are covering them. So make sure that you read through here. And it would also probably help you to key in the examples that I'm showing you, because I think it'll definitely help you understand them better. Okay? Or for examples like this, you can simply copy and paste them. And then if you see any links to interactive examples, by all means, go try those out because those will help you as well. And once you finish that, then you're going to complete the textbook assignment. And the focus of this assignment is on subqueries. We're doing subqueries and we're also doing CTE queries. CTE queries basically create kind of a temporary table that you end up querying. Those are explained in the book and also in the lecture demo. So as you walk through here, there are several different types of subqueries that you are going to encounter. And basically a subquery is a query inside of another query. So you can see here we have a select inside a select, so that is a subquery. And that's all a subquery is. It's an entire query that is inside another one. And you typically will use them in a where clause like this, or you may use them to create a column in your select statement. Okay, so this is going to give you a lot of practice on subqueries. Hopefully you'll have a little better understanding of how they work. And then at the end here, you do end up creating a couple of tables, CTE tables, and then you can kind of view them just as temporary tables, and you give them a name, and you select your columns, and then you do a select from that temporary table. So that's all it is. So you'll create those, and then you'll submit the SQL file. And then the lab assignment actually has a lot of review in it. Only task 3 requires subqueries. Okay, that is the only part of the assignment where you have to do a subquery. The rest is review. Okay, and you're actually going to be creating a database in this lab called Test Corp. And there's a lot of data in a script that you are going to be adding. One of the tables is called order. Now, SSMS doesn't like that, okay, because order is a keyword. So because we have an order table, anytime you're going to use the order table, you have to put it in brackets. And as long as you put the table, the order table in brackets, SSMS is fine with it. Okay, so I made a note there, and I also tell you in here that you need to put it in brackets. See how it's in red? I'm amazed at how many people miss this. So make sure you put it in brackets. I have a couple different script files. These are SQL, and if that doesn't work, downloading those doesn't work, you certainly can, copy and paste from these. And here is that infamous order table that I was just talking about. And you can see this is a ton of data that you're going to be running in this script that's going to be added to these tables. So you're going to have some pretty good data to work with. So the first task is to get that database kind of up and running. And let's see, as we kind of work through this, you are going to end up doing some queries here. Which customer buys the most Test Corp products? Now, there you can interpret that many different ways, and there is more than one correct way to accomplish the task. So I have an example, but yours might look different than mine, and that is okay. In this example, I assumed individual orders instead of a total of all orders. So if you make a different assumption, then just put a little comment in there and tell me what your assumption is. And it is okay if yours is different than mine. Okay. How many customers do we have in each country and city? Okay, so this is my sample output. You might make a little different assumption. So as long as you tell me what your assumption is, and your output is a little different, that's okay. Display all customers and any suppliers who may live in the same city. Okay, so that's the task. I made an assumption that a null value for a supplier indicates there are no suppliers in the customer's city, and that rows containing null values for company names should be removed. So those are assumptions I made. You may make different assumptions, and that's okay. All right. So these are queries. Your results could be a little different than mine, and that is fine. Okay. Task 2, modifying the table structure. This is a review of previous weeks. You do not do any subqueries in here. Okay. So you need to kind of work through this. And then we get to task 3, and this is the task with the subqueries. But there aren't that many little exercises in here. Okay, and I do try to give you a hint, create a query with a subquery in the where clause. So I'm kind of telling you where the subquery goes. Okay, and then here is another one. And you'll need to create a new column and assign it the results of a subquery. So again, I'm kind of telling you where that subquery is going to go. It's going to be, the results are going to be in a column. Okay, and then here we've got a third one. And so this is going to be another one where you have it in the where clause. And I'm even kind of helping you here, sort of telling you the format that you're going to have to put this subquery in to get the results. Okay, and then finally, the last task here is doing a CTE table. Okay, so that is the assignment. Keep in mind that the only task where you have to actually do a subquery is task 3. Okay, and if you have any questions or run into problems, please let me know. We do have a quiz this week, and it is open book, open note. You will be able to take it 3 times, and your highest score will be recorded. And so, looks like I'm going to have to adjust the dates a bit, because I do want it opened before that date. So hold on a minute. All right, did a quick little adjustment on the date. So it is going to be open for a couple weeks, starting at the beginning of week 9, and pretty much staying open until spring break. Okay, so you'll be able to take that 3 times. And let me get back into our course. Okay, and I believe that's all we have for this week. I've got a couple resources for you if you want to look at those. Again, subqueries can be kind of confusing, so you may find the video useful. But if you do run into problems, please let me know, and have an awesome week.